Well, hello everybody. Today is Tuesday the 23rd, I believe it is. July 23rd, 2024. I've decided to do something unusual. First of all, it's not Thursday when I always do my videos. It's Tuesday. And I'm not at Pacific View Memorial Park in Corona del Mar. I have decided instead to come to Ascension Cemetery in Lake Forest, California. There are two graves here that I've always wanted to visit. Back in the mid-1990s, Laura and the kids and I lived in Lake Forest, just about a mile from here. And I've always wanted to visit this place and visit these graves, but working jobs, raising kids, I just never got around to it. So this is a good time to do so. So let's take a walk with me behind this mausoleum. We're going to stop at the grave of William Hanna, H-A-N-N-A. You should know this guy. He was part of the Hanna-Barbera team that produced all those classical cartoons. William Hanna was born July 14th, 1910 in Melrose, New Mexico. He, along with Joseph Barbera, produced the he produced a number of cartoons. There was the Rough and Ready Show in 1957, Huckleberry Hound. There he is. Here's his grave. Here he is, right behind the mausoleum. He produced the Rough and Ready Show, Huckleberry Hound, the Flintstones. They're the ones that produced the Flintstones. That was a Stone Age parody. Those of you who were alive in the 60s will remember it well. It was based on the Honeymooners, where Fred Flintstone had these grandiose ideas of becoming rich. You know, the Jetsons. He produced that. He, in his early days in the 1930s, he was part of the Harmon Ising Studios. Remember Rudolph Ising? I did his grave at Pacific View Memorial Park some 3 or 4 months ago. Rudolph Ising was the one who produced synchronization of music, voice, and video. Well, he worked with Rudolph Ising and at Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer before he branched off and joined up with Joseph Barbera. So here he is. He died of esophageal cancer at his home in Los Angeles, Hollywood, Los Angeles, March 22nd, 2001, at the age of 90. Okay, now we're going to cover a very sad story. This was a high-profile case. I'm going to be careful of the descriptors I use because we're on YouTube. If I use violent descriptors too often, YouTube is liable to yank the video. We don't want that. But here we are. This is the tragic case of Nicole Brown Simpson, who was married to O.J. Simpson. She's buried here. For those of you too young to know or remember, O.J. Simpson was a famous football player. I remember his name when he played for the Buffalo Bills back in the 60s. She met him. She was his second wife. They met in a restaurant or something in Los Angeles. She was born in Frankfurt, Germany, and she was killed along with her friend Ron Goldman outside of her Brentwood home on June 12, 1994. It was a high-profile case. In fact, it was an international case. O.J. Simpson was brought up on charges, was found not guilty in the criminal court. Later on in the civil court, was found liable for the death of Ron Goldman. O.J. died just a couple of months ago or so. But here lies Nicole Brown Simpson. This is the tragic case. And yes, Laura and I lived within a mile of these graves. So I wanted to come by and pay my respects to Nicole. So sad and sorry this happened to her.